Well, Roberto, croeso nôl, welcome back to Wales. Of course, you've got some very fond memories here. Is it good to be back?
Oh, it's great to be back, especially now that I know that in football terms, probably this is a magic time for Welsh football, so we're very happy to be here.
I remember talking with you after the last time we played Belgium, and you wished Wales good luck in their qualifiers for the World Cup. But how delighted are you that they'll be in Qatar?
Well, delighted because they deserve it, and obviously this is a long-term project. It's never easy to qualify for the World Cup. When you got a long-term ambition in the federation, you have to work with the youngsters, you have to build them up. I remember majority of these players coming through the under-21s with Brian Flynn, Joe Allen, Aaron Ramsey and Ben Davies, and all of a sudden you created a club environment towards that goal of achieving in the World Cup, and it was wonderful to see firsthand with the development of Joe Allen, for example, at Swansea, and then just great to see from the opposite end. And now looking forward to the game tomorrow because we are rivals and we have to compete against each other.
Yeah, we always love welcoming Belgium here to Cardiff. And Roberto, in terms of your team, you're coming into this game after that very impressive win over Poland. How delighted were you with that result, especially given how the first game went?
Well, I think this was a bit of an experience for all of us to play 4 games. I know that Wales have to play 5. For us to prepare the Nations League, 4 games in a short period of time, in a very difficult time for the year, in the year of the players. They are already after 50, 60 games. It's a very, very difficult time. You carry a lot of mental fatigue. So for us, it was, in a way, a real good opportunity to prepare the team towards the World Cup. If you look at it in terms of dates, after this is only 7 days in September, and then we are right into the World Cup. So for us, it's been an emotional ride, but I think a very good ride, a needed ride. For us, we are a stronger team now than we were 2 games ago, and we're looking for the same thing, to finish this period really strongly. We know that playing away here in Cardiff is always demanding. We're going to go to Warsaw as well, so we're looking forward now to maintain the standards of the last game.
You know, as a coach, as a manager, like you said, these games are happening at the end of a very long season. How difficult is it to manage fitness levels and also to manage team morale? Because you've got a lot of tired football players, haven't you?
You do, but obviously you've got the World Cup around the corner now. And our focus is not just the Nations League. It's the Nations League, of course, but then it's preparation for the World Cup. Otherwise, we would approach it in a different way. I think when you got players over 3,000 minutes, you have to be very careful, and probably we would have taken a different squad. In March, we tried to give them a little bit of a rest. We never called any player with more than 50 caps, and probably that allowed this group now to be excited to be together, to probably enjoy being with each other and represent the national team after almost a year. So we had that in mind. We don't make the rules, we don't select the fixtures, but we go along with it, and I think in international football you need to use whatever's in front of you in the best possible way.
Roberto, Wales, you're very familiar with them as an opposition. What have you made of their Nations League campaign so far?
Well, obviously it was I think there are 2 different types of Nations League. The first is the game in Poland, when probably is a preparation, and he allowed the technical staff and Robert Page to prepare the game against Ukraine. And then after, you're still recovering from such a demanding game at every level, physically and mentally. So I think probably the Nations League starts tomorrow from the Welsh point of view. So we know the team well. I think both teams got no secrets. We know each other really well. I expect a very competitive game. And from that point on, I wish Wales the very best of luck after tomorrow.
No, with the group now, you've got 4 teams that will be going to Qatar. You know, it's a reminder just how strong League A is in the Nations League, and you know, for a team like Wales, it's a new experience for them. It can be a tough challenge.
Well, it is, and I think the Nations League, in our own experience, has been a wonderful experience. The first, I think the first edition of it, we just missed out on the Final Four on goal difference, and then we made the Final Four, and it was a wonderful tournament in Italy. And those tournaments, I think, is what prepares you as a national team. Prepares younger players. I think it stretches the pool of players that you can use, and then it prepares you for the big tournament. So I think it's a competition that has brought a big solution to international football. I didn't agree with friendlies. I think friendlies at this level, they are not helpful for anyone. So the Nations League is a wonderful idea that probably is going to extend, and maybe, who knows, in the future we'll see a Nations League that is interacted between the different confederations around the world, and maybe unify a global approach to the Nations League.
Finally, if I could just ask you, away from the Nations League, you've mentioned Joe Allen and his time at Swansea. He's being linked with a possible return back to Swansea this summer. You know, what would your advice be to Joe Allen? Because I know he's a player that you're very fond of and you worked very closely with.
Absolutely. Well, I think Joe Allen always makes the dressing room a better dressing room. So from my point of view, I just want Joe Allen to be happy, and my advice is to always choose the decision that makes you happy as a player, because he'll improve the team wherever he goes.
Roberto, diolch yn fawr. Thank you.
Pleasure.